is Mr. Darren Dornan. And his opponent tonight is 7 times Republic of Ireland national champion and current national champion, Mr. Brendan O'Donoghue. Mr. Stephen Foster has volunteered to ref the final. It's best of 9 and best of luck to both players.
Evening, folks. We're here now for the All-Ireland final between Brendan O'Donoghue and Darren Dornan. This is Philip Brown and the legend Rodney Goggins going to commentate in the first couple of frames here. Evening, Rodney.
Evening, Phil. I'm looking forward to this match. I've been looking forward to this match for the last few weeks, actually.
Yeah, it's great that this tournament's back on, where the two champions from the south and the north play each other. It's always been a prestigious tournament.
Yeah, they're playing for a cup there this evening, and the cup, as you see in view, and that cup has a certain Mr. Alexander Gordon Higgins in 1968 on it. There will be great atmosphere here tonight.
Yeah, it's always a great weekend down here in Killarney, especially now coming into the final day in the team event now, the quarter-finals, best of fives, and to have this final here on now tonight, it's a great way to start it off.
Best of 9 tonight, Philly. Who's your money on?
I'm gonna go with Brendan for the win. Just purely experience, and he's the conditions down here and the atmosphere down here, and he has such a good record as well in the team event. So he's used to the environment in this situation, and just such a class player.
I think Brendan, myself, and I think it's a big thing. Last year he played this with Robbie McGuigan.
That's right.
And he lost it, so I'm sure he will be very eager to win this tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do think if Darren is to win this, he needs to maybe win two of the first 3 frames early on, just set his stall out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he definitely needs to win one of the first 2 frames. He needs to settle and get into this match. Can't get Brendan's such a good front runner, as you know, Rodney.
Darren won Great Northern Ireland Championships in, I think it was last May. I might have that wrong with the month, but he beat Ryan McQuillan in Antrim.
That's right.
Club.
I think it was
10-5.
10-5 it was, yeah.
Yeah, and he beat was it Fergal Quinn and Declan Hughes were left in the semis.
Yeah.
Now, you would have to be a certain age to know with Declan Hughes. Declan Hughes was a fantastic snooker player. I remember he won the Pontins Open in 1992. I think he won 1, if not 1, 2 Northern Ireland Championships.
Yeah.
And it was great to see Declan back playing.
Good shot there from Darren, just keeping it tight.
Another little bit of information about Darren is great bit of player.
Yeah, so I believe. I think Brendan's going to set a stall out, Rodney. Like, I think Brendan's game plan here will be keep it tight. He won't be going aggressive off the reds or anything. He'll be keeping the match tight and trying to pick him off early on just to get into the match.
Definitely, Phil. I think in the last few years we've lost somewhere along the line the totally aggressive Brendan as a youngster. Percentages for everyone, universal. I think everyone plays more percentage as they get older, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's I suppose the battle scars, isn't it?
It's battle scars and it's experience as well. It's not like just where years ago you see a long ball or whatever and you just go down and play it. You're getting down a shot and you're kind of in the back of your mind subconsciously going, well, if I go for this and if I miss it, I'm leaving so much on. And I think that just comes with experience, where when you're raw and you don't have the scars, you just get down and you're not thinking about anything else bar the pot.
Yeah, I think I would love to see go back to the 2003 version of Brendan against possibly even 2024 version. You would have a totally different player.
Yeah.
Actually, the only reason why I mentioned 2003 was it was Brendan's first win in the Irish Amateur Championships.
That's right. Martin McCrudden played in the final, wasn't it?
That's right. I think he went. Did he go 6-0 up? And Martin got it back to 6-5, and then Brendan went and won 8-5.
Right. Brendan's been unlucky there now, potting that black. He hasn't got on a red. Also, folks, don't be afraid to leave your comments on the page. If you have any questions or if you want to have a comment mentioned, I'm happy to read them out.
Philly, let me ask you a question. Northern Ireland Championships historically always was the final was always best of 19. For a long while there, that's a beautiful
great red
shot
there from Brendan. Great shot.
For a good few years, Irish Amateur Championships was best of 15, but it kind of got cut back to best of 13. Do you think there's a place in a proper two-session amateur final with snooker? Like for years ago, the English Amateur was best of 25. Maybe not best of 25, but do you know where I'm going with this question?
Yeah, I think we only ever done it once.
Is there a place for two sessions?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it being longer format again. I think we only ever done it once. Was it Letterkenny? Vinny beat McCrudden, was it? 10-5? I think that was the only year we done best of 19, was it?
That's bang on. Letterkenny was 2012,
That's
and
right.
it was the best of 19.
Yeah.
That
was
I have to say, I did like a long distance match, and even in the semis, which they still hold first to 6.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind it going best of 19 for the final again. I think well, 2 sessions is one thing, but I think over that long distance, the better player will win.
most definitely. No doubt about this man. 7 times Irish Amateur champion.
Yeah, phenomenal record.
It's I think he's up there with Seamus Fennan back in the day. I'm not sure how many championships Seamus Fennan won, but that man was winning championships back in the 40s and 50s, and I think Brendan is around that figure now.
Yeah.
And if not, he probably has the most at this stage.
Yeah. Some record though. Some record. Especially how many is he? 5 in a row he's won? Is it 4, 5?
I think he's won the last 4, has
right.
he? Yeah, and I think another thing is what bear in mind that there was a gap from 2003 to 2015, which is a 12-year gap from first to second.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Good shot there from Brendan. Bit hampered, but he still has a red. He's an excellent single ball potter, Brendan, isn't he?
I think he always was, wasn't he? And I tell you what I like about him, he a very plain ball potter.
Yeah.
Very much in the young Hendry mode.
Right.
Like he go for the dangerous pot, but plain ball.
Playing ball, yeah. He, I remember a while ago, he's telling me he changed his tip to a kind of a harder tip, so he was getting less spin, so he would be playing more playing ball shots. Actually suits his game, really, to be fair.
And there,
makes sense. Like,
and there we see an example of what we were just talking about, what Philly is talking about. Like, he just played that playing ball just to come across for a blue up to the yellow bag. Now he's played that a tad little bit hard, but I still think, and just for example, he'll just drop this in and play it red down in the corner.
Yeah.
And they're like very reminiscent of a young Mark Williams, I think.
Yeah.
The way he plays snooker.
Yeah. Doesn't do that and flash. Keeps it very simple.
No, very basic.
Doesn't complicate it really. Just keeps it straightforward.
That's
and one thing, he wouldn't be really
shot.
one for rolling balls. He's more of a. He likes to stun everything. I don't think rolling balls is really his game.
Yeah, in regards to New Institute Nina, they have 5 tables, but five of them are totally different tables. I'm sure the members would agree with me saying that, and I think that says in regards Brendan's play, in regards his practice, he can get 5 different. I wouldn't say 5 different shapes of his game, but definitely 2 or 3 ways of playing snooker.
Yeah.
If you get me.
Yeah.
There's a Riley Aristocrat, and then there's 4 4 club tables, should I say?
Yeah. And they all play completely different, as you know. From playing in the Nina Open.
And it definitely adds to Brendan's game.
Yeah. So Darren's still trying to find his first spot here in this match.
I feel, Philly, we've done Darren a disservice, and we have to talk a little bit about Drummondess.
Absolutely.
Drummondess, a great club, great players, obviously. They got to the All-Ireland final here in 2022 against Kilkenny.
Kilkenny, One thing I will say, and I've played Darren a couple of times actually down here, is he has a good safety game. Like, that's kind of his game. He's not real aggressive or anything now. He's kind of a percentage player as well.
I think when you play a little bit of billiards, that comes into your game. And I've played Darren a couple of times in the Barry McNamee and got really tough games off him in around 2015 and 16. I remember one year I went up and pumped 3-0 in the first round. So that's how dangerous he is.
Yeah. Just got that a bit thick.
Just going back to the billiards team there, I don't know if Darren is playing any billiards anymore. I think he's left it alone. I did know at one stage he was playing a bit of pool, but it's more so snooker now. He's concentrating.
I think he's a table at home, Rodney, now. I think he might have a table at home. I think he's set up at home. And Brendan here with a chance now to potentially put this frame to bed.
We have an Irish amateur champion's brother watching, Michael Gilchrist. Good evening, Michael. I hope you're well from Meath.
Colum's brother. It's great to see Colin back there recently. Oh, unexpected miss from Brendan there. As I was just saying, Rodney, it was great to see Colin back there playing in the Masters tournament there recently. We need more of the legends back playing in the game. It was great to see like Colin back and Martin hitting a few balls.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You know, we
absolutely
need,
brilliant.
We need those
these
guys
lads
back.
coming back because Like it was brilliant to see Martin McCrudden back here this weekend playing. I have to say, I played him a couple of matches there this weekend, and I obviously played a lot of matches with Martin. Excuse me.
Yeah.
A good few years ago with finals and all, and very nostalgic. The matches were this week for me, anyway.
Yeah.
In regards Colin, it was brilliant to see him back there the last 2 over 40 sums, and I hope he continues.
Yeah.
While we're at calling back old names, it's great to see Mick Judge and Robbie Murphy back playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like coming down and playing Roadstone. They don't have to do that, Philly.
No.
You know, they're legends.
Legends.
They can. They don't have to come out of the wilderness to play matches.
I was commentating on one of the games earlier on, and we were just chatting about Robbie and Mick, and like the amount of tournaments and achievements that Robbie Murphy's done, especially in team snooker, is phenomenal. Like, I mean, he's won this tournament a couple of times down here. Very, very experienced in the team snooker. He beat us in the final actually for when I was with Terry Rogers. He was playing for Wicklow. They beat us in the final in 17. I actually think that was the last time he was down here with Mick. So absolutely great to see the lads back. But in terms of like Robbie and Mick, they've won a European team together. They've won home internationals together. You know, phenomenal record, phenomenal.
Yeah,
great records.
I can only lay testament to that and repeat what Philly is saying there. Robbie is a great team player and actually a great person to ask advice with shot selection and preparation. And listen, he wasn't with Sean Murphy for no reason, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just goes to show you how much he knows about the game.
Super knowledge of the
when
game.
someone like the ilk of Sean Murphy is getting Robbie was in his corner there for a few years.
Yeah. Plant there from Brendan.
This first frame now, it's just starting to slide from Darren, the early part anyway. 34 points in it.
Yeah. It's amazing, Rodney, sometimes in a match where you just want to settle, don't you? You just want to go off to a quick start, even if it's a 20 break and pot a couple of balls and just to get that relax. And until you actually get those points in the board, like if you're potting a red and you land awkward and you have to play safe and it keeps happening, where you just want a clear chance to relax. And even though like it's only the first frame, Darren will feel like he's chasing this match a little bit already.
I don't care who you are, even let's say Karen Wilson is world professional champion, or let's say Darren, or like any amateur. You never settle till you win that first frame on the board for yourself.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And we've seen this in countless matches. You know, like in history of sport.
Yeah.
You know, like you can name any sport. It's early on. Sometimes it's big stories, isn't it?
Yeah.
The lay behind the main story of finals.
Yeah. Oh, it's a nice little nudge in the yellow there. I think Darren will have a go at this long red, Rodney, because he has the line there that potentially go in between the yellow and the brown. It's kind of like a guaranteed a good safety shot, providing he doesn't catch the red tick.
Yeah, definitely. He'd be looking for the line of the yellow anyway. There we see Darren using an ash cue. Oh,
great shot from Darren there.
Well, a great strike
and
there.
Got the line perfect as well.
There, folks, you see he was cutting off one end of the table. He actually cut off two ends of the table.
Yeah, great shot. That'll make him feel a bit better for sure. What do you think, Rodney? Would he play safe, or would you risk taking the yellow, trying to go into the bunch?
It looks like he's
looking at it.
Yeah, I think he will go for the yellow there and look for the cannon on the pink.
Yeah. Oh, he's missed them. Oh, he's gone and off. Wow, didn't see that happening.
And there we see the difference of a square bounce and a slidey bounce off the cushions. And that's been always the case with Killarney, a kind of a square bounce off the cushions.
Is this free ball, Rodney?
Looking for, I think Brendan is looking for a free ball here. Philly, can I ask you a question in regards to Killarney?
Yeah.
What do you think of the atmosphere? Describe for the folks that don't know about Killarney, the All-Ireland Club Championships and the week.
It's what we play for every year. You know, this is where even like for players that don't play the ranking tournaments anymore, the amount of people and faces and great players from the past that make it their business to play in this tournament, and it's all about, so many people down here are friends, and that's an important thing. Like, you know, we all play for different clubs and we're all competitive animals and we all want to win, but so many of us are friends and go on really well. And you know, even this weekend, as we were saying here on, seeing the likes of Martin McCrudden and lads like that you don't see really anymore. You know, great just catching up with those boys and having the chats with them and talking about old times and stuff. And just the tournament itself is a great tournament, great atmosphere, and you know, there's family and friends here as well. It's not just snooker players, it's everyone. So this is what we play for, this tournament. We look forward to it every year, and you know, long may it continue.
Yeah, I think I echo all that. I think in one sentence to describe it for people at home that not amateur snooker orientated, I think it's Christmas week for
that's exactly what it is.
Irish players, and Connie O'Sullivan, thank you so much, because each year, and this All-Ireland Championships in clubs has been ran since 1991. A certain Mr. Joe Swale with Kennedy Way won the first ever All-Ireland Club Championships, beating my own old club, 147 Wexford, in the final. 3 matches to 2 in the final.
Wow. So Brendan, 53 in front here. Looks like he has this frame wrapped up, Rodney.
It's strange here now. Psychologically, even though Brendan has won this first frame with 60 ahead with 43 on the table, and he knows he's won it, he won't want Darren to come back to the table, so he'll be making his business here to pop these last few balls, maybe not to clear the table, but definitely to remove this next pink and the last red.
I'll tell you one thing I noticed, Rodney, and I think it's just more of an experience thing with the top players. If they're playing against a lad who's a really strong potter and he's after keeping them cold during a frame, even if the top lad like makes a 70 odd breaker out, and you'd never see a top lad just whacking a red around just because the frame's over and giving the lad a chance to pot a few balls. They don't want their opponent potting anything, and that's, you know.
Yeah, and it looks like on the outset, it looks like that they don't want they don't want their opponent to pot a ball, but really
they don't want their opponent to get a feel.
I think it's just the feel and to keep them cold. And it's so important in a match play situation to say in the second frame that they're still saying, I wonder how I feel.
And you know as well, playing Brendan like myself for many years, he won't give you nothing easy ever. It's not in his DNA.
No, and I have to say, lately, the last couple of years, he's definitely with match play situation. It wasn't in the early years, but definitely a Davis or a Reardon persona with him that we harp back to. Like, he's gone very percentage, and you can see that with the first frame. And fair kudos to him, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He has the feel of the table now, and he's made this clearance look fairly easy. So 1-0 to Brandon. Darren will have to try his best now to get this second frame on the board.
I think what we see there is that the bottom cushion, the ball cushion. Who can win the ball cushion with the safeties, and who can win the ball cushion with the long potting?
Yeah,
that's going to be the battle here.
Yeah.
I see a name watching, and I have to say a big hello from Tokyo. This man is watching from Tokyo, Japan. A certain Mr. James Lenihan. Those who don't know James Lenihan, originally a Cork man and won the home internationals with Republic of Ireland back in 1993, the first to do so of an 8-man team. Hello, James. And also another person I see watching, Richie Komisky. How are you, Richie?
Yeah, James Lenihan, yeah. I never seen him play. I spoke to him before though. Class player, I believe. I think he won this tournament, did he, with Cork? I think he needed snooker against Robbie Murphy and got it.
That's right.
In the final.
I think it was 2000. I might have been 99, but I think it was one of those years.
Yeah.
And
Cork against Monkstown, was it?
Victoria against Monkstown, and I think they had 2 finals back to back, or maybe in 3 years 2 finals.
Right.
And they had some great finals, and I think I ended 1-1. James incidentally won 2-point tournaments in 1993. His first being the Cork Open in the Pyramid in Togo.
Right.
And one that I actually sat down and seen was the 147 Club in Wexford in March 1993. And incidentally, a name that we were just talking about a few minutes ago, Colin Gilcrease.
Gillers.
And he beat him 5 frames to 2, and James was only 17.
Wow.
So to win 2-point tournaments back then in 1993 was some going.
Wow.
Like he was probably a kind of a maverick, a young maverick.
Right. Especially back in those days, the amount of players playing the tournaments back then, like Friday starts.
Well, in 1993, I can tell you in Wexford, the time Friday evening at 4 o'clock it started, and I had 160 entries.
Wow!
I was doing my mocks in junior cert, and I had to get out early from the mocks to play a 4 o'clock session.
Wow! So we start the second frame here with Brandon Donoghue to break.
Incidentally, Philly, just that last shot, the break off. What way do you break off? Do you break yellow to brown, brown to green?
No, I put the white right beside the yellow, and I kind of hitting bottom right on the white, and I hit the last red. I don't like to open the reds up very much. Depending on what table I'm playing on, sometimes it just opens 2 reds up maybe, but I don't stick a red out. But if I'm playing on a really fast table, sometimes it kills the black. But I don't like hitting the second red because it kind of more or less gives me opponent a shot to nothing, I feel. So I don't like playing that break.
Do you think 95% of players now are just going with that type of break? Like back in the day, we would have had Davy Morris and Davy Hogan, Davy Hogan from Tipperary, going very attacking with safeties and all. Yeah. And has it kind of gone out of the game with the aggressive safety?
Yeah, it's more percentage now, isn't it? It's gone that way.
I think what's after happening, a lot of amateurs are obviously watching television snooker and they've kind of clicked in with this is the way it is. And I see Hendry, basically Stephen Hendry, actually saying that professional snooker has gone very percentage.
Yeah,
you know,
he doesn't like it, does he?
And he doesn't like it. And we see it even with Ronnie. Ronnie's gone very percentage lately.
Yeah, absolutely. Big chance here for Darren now. Needs to make the most of this.
This is an important visit, psychologically.
Oh, he's got a nice little flick there. Now I know it's a thin cutback, but that could have been a lot worse.
Kind of going away from the reds here, isn't he? And not. Yeah. I just think he'll be playing this with a cut, with playing balls, so he won't be checking this.
No,
I'd be very surprised if he'll check this.
I can't actually really play that shot playing ball. If I'm playing that pot, I need to play it with a little bit of left to make sure I'm getting it thin. You don't want to catch that black tick, like.
Very much so. Very much so. I'd be in the same boat with you.
There you go.
We see the white travelling up the bulk.
Yeah.
You know, it was very hard.
As I was saying earlier on, this is a prime example where he's still chasing his tail just to get a little 20 break just to settle into the match. He's potting 1 or 2 balls, but he's still chasing all the time. And especially against someone like Brendan, where you're not going to get lots and lots of chances every frame. You need to make the most of these half chances when you get them.
Yeah. Philly, you're just saying there, do you make your chances, but at times do you start gambling with the likes of Brendan?
Not this early, I wouldn't. Not this early. Like, I mean, if you go maybe 2 or 3-0 down, if it was me, I'd probably start going a little bit more aggressive. I mean, what do you have to lose at that stage, you know? I wouldn't be going tip for tat at 3-0 down. He's just too good at that side of the game. If I'm 3-0 down, maybe, then I'll go aggressive against him and see what he does.
Yeah, the reason why I asked that question, folks, obviously it was the last shot there. It was a long shot, and he kind of had to go for it. He was kind of caught in a cul-de-sac, let's say.
Yeah.
And he had to play the shot. So now I see Brendan coming in. New Institute got a great win there tonight against Crucible Cork.
Yeah,
that was a
it's very close
match.
Though. It's close, Rodney.
Big
it's very
match.
Close.
Yeah, a lot of one-alls on tables.
Yeah.
I was in watching it.
Yeah.
Great atmosphere.
Yeah, some amount of people in there. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Shot from Brendan there.
Yeah, and I have to say I'm looking forward, even though my own team got knocked out today, I'm looking forward to a lot of snooker.
Yeah.
One in just technical note there, we'll just see how close Brendan's bridge hand gets to the white ball. Very interesting. Look how close it is, folks.
Yeah, and he's very flat. He
Very
doesn't
flat.
hit down. He always has the cue very parallel. He doesn't hit down on the white. He keeps the cue as level as he can.
Won't be happy with that one.
No, you can see it there. He's at the nodding there. You can kind of tell he's not happy the way that came off the cushion. Maybe he played a touch aside, Rodney, just to get high on the red, and the side didn't happen. So he's taking this trickier red now into the middle. This is missable, but I still fancy him to get it. There you go.
That's a very unusual shot there from Brendan in the
not
sense
like him
of
to
a
roll it.
Floating one.
Yeah, normally he'd stun that a lot.
Yeah. He would usually put a bit of weight behind that in Carlo, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Like Carlo, I'm only mentioning Carlo because it's
that's where we play.
Where we play most of our tournaments in the academy.
Yeah.
So
not like Brendan to play it like that. Now I'm surprised at him.
I tell you what, I'm surprised at there, Philly. That if he hadn't got the angle to float for the to pot for the hold for the blue, that he didn't go up for the green or brown to get me out of trouble colours.
Yeah. Here's a great chance now for Darren again. He needs to take one of these chances, Rodney, because if he gets pumped in this match, he'll look back at the chances that they're getting in the first 2 frames and go, I missed the bow here. There's another prime example. Just cold. It just hasn't got a clear-cut, easy chance as of yet.
And that's why, folks, it was so important for Brendan, the whole table almost, even though he was 60, 70, 80 points ahead, and just pot the last few balls. Now I think Brendan really wants just the whole table here.
Yeah, you
for
can
the
see
next
he's
few
quickened.
minutes.
I think even Brendan himself is quickened up a little bit, Rodney, just for rhythm.
Yeah, so important for a snooker player. You forget that. There's so much technical stuff that gets talked about. But the main thing, I think, for a successful player, as someone alluded to at the Masters, Philly, I don't know if you're listening to a lot of Masters, I've never seen speed hurt a player, if that makes sense. I think someone like maybe Steve Davis or Stephen Hendry saying about a player, I don't know who they were talking about, but I remember that sentence getting said.
Yeah. Lovely cue action, Brandon.
his cue action, Philly, he's never really changed that much.
Oh, wow. I don't think he's on this. Touching ball, touching pink.
It's very close anyhow.
Wow.
He'll be disappointed if he's not on
Yeah,
that raid.
yeah.
And I think he's on. Is he on it? No.
I don't know, Rodney. I don't think he is. I think if he was, I'm not sure. Unless he's doing the mind games, is he?
Looks from the viewing there, folks, that he is on that one. I would be very confident.
Oh, he was on it. He was on it.
No, going back to Brendan's cue action.
Yeah.
I don't think it's changed that much. I've known Brendan since 1997, 1998, and I think it's much the same.
Right.
Now, obviously, as a kid, like you do play a bit faster, I think naturally, but it's still straightish arm, straight back arm, basic, lovely stance that he has, and it always. I think his X factor with his cue action, should I say, is that volley through that he has, very reminiscent of Stephen Lee through the ball.
Darren will be kicking himself, Rodney. The way he played that last red, that was a big chance to get into the frame and do a bit of damage.
Yeah, and it's just disappointing for Darren. That's it's such a big thing, like to play any match. Never mind the All Ireland final, but any match. And I really almost nearly screamed this in the sense of you have to settle down quick in a match.
Yeah. He hasn't played a good shot there, Brandon, now. I think he tried to open the reds there, Rodney's missed them.
I think he'll put this red to the side cushion here.
Yeah. One thing about Brendan's game is his match play is super. Very good tactically match player. He smells danger. He's very good. Like when he's good at protecting leads like this.
Yeah.
Like look at the colours, even that yellow and already. Like
I think the reason why probably what did we say? He's won 7 times in the last 2015. So it's 10 years. He's won the last 6 years. Irish amateurs.
Right.
Is his shot selection has really improved. You know. Yeah. And I think that's the big thing with me, and his safety play has really improved. Yeah. If you go come at Brendan, you have to bring a safety game and a proper safety game at that. Yeah. And if you don't, you have to be popping long balls off the bottom cushion.
Off the lampshades.
And there's another example of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And even so, right, even the way he's played that shot, Rodney, he's leaving the white in area that if Darren's taking on the long red, he's going into traffic a little bit. He's setting him up like a trap shot there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he's refusing. Darren decided.
Very good at that.
Yeah, setting traps.
Yeah.
It's a good shot from Darren. Slow down.
I think another thing with this as well, with this match is interesting, but you see the settle down period is a lot quicker for one person, and then the other person is not so much. That Brendan plays a lot of international amateur tournaments, so he plays a lot of, let's say, European quarterfinals and semi-finals and world quarterfinals and world semi-finals. So he's always in the mix. Yeah, you know. So playing these matches, okay, it's a big occasion, but it's not as big occasion as it is for Darren. Yeah, and I don't mean to be disrespectful on that. Anyone that knows me knows I love snooker and just love snooker players. Yeah. I don't mean to be rude in that statement.
No, I think people get what you mean. You know, Darren just recently won that Northern Ireland Championship, and it was his first ranking tournament. So like to win your country's championship for your first tournament is an unbelievable achievement, but hasn't been in this scenario, you know, on a lot of occasions. So I think that's the point you were trying to make. Shot there from Brendan. I'd be playing the blue here, I would, through the gap.
Yeah, this is an interesting shot, and now this I'm really interested in what he do here.
I think
this could be just maybe
red.
a basic screw back for Brendan. Now see that, folks, he's just basically played a simple 6 o'clock shot. I think myself and Philly might have played screw back with a reverse side.
Yeah, well, I personally wouldn't have took the brown, I would have took the blue.
Yeah.
I would have played the blue with a touch of right hand side and checked it through the gap for an option of 3 reds instead of just the 1. But that's just preference of shot, isn't it?
Yeah. And there, folks, we see he's potting prowess.
Yeah. Everything middle of the white, Rodney.
Middle of the white, yeah. I was really interested in that brown, really interested. I'm not just saying that for commentary purposes.
Yeah.
I think a shot selection sometimes borders on Eddie Charlton's shot selection, but his potting is Mark Williams, I have to say.
Yeah. There you go, there's the frame now wrapped up. We're looking at Brendan going 2-0 here, and he's definitely found his feet, but Darren has had chances. It looks like it's one-way traffic and Brendan's potting all the balls, but Darren has had chances, and you know, especially against someone of Brendan's calibre, you need to take those chances.
Yeah, definitely. Now the next this is really interesting here, as I alluded to in the first frame. He just stays on table and just keeps Darren cold.
Yeah.
If it happens that Brendan misses, do Darren come back to the table? I'm sure he would be very interested in coming back to the table.
Yeah.
But Brendan ain't going to miss a whole lot. And see, this is straight black. Now this will be interesting to see if Darren do come back to the table, if Brendan do happen to miss this.
Do you know what, Rodney? I would.
I think I would.
I
think I actually would.
I would.
And he hasn't decided to.
He hasn't pot 4 balls in a row yet in the match. So why not?
Yeah.
Like, I know you're 80 or 90 odd down, but just to pot 5 or 6 balls in a row, get your arm going, get a feel. I think he's missed a trick there.
Yeah, I definitely do, and definitely do. Just to get a few pots going, you know. Like I always.
Darren's cut the blue off the break. For anyone just joining, Brendan Donoghue has a 2-0 lead against Darren Dornan.
Yeah. Going back to the previous frame there, and about not clearing the last few balls.
Yeah.
You might.
He's caught that thick, Rodney.
Yeah, he caught that very thick, didn't he? I think he might have been afraid of the black, but he did catch the black, didn't he, with the cannon? But going back to clearing the last few balls there, you might think it's a simple thing, and I'd say, keep the game going. I always said this to people. Ken Doherty won the first frame with I think it was a 60 or 70 break in the 1994 UK Championships.
Right.
And there was 4 reds left. And Stephen Hendry came in and cleared the 4 reds and 4 colours and got a clearance with the colours. Now Ken still won the frame, But if anyone, historians would remember, Stephen Hendry done 7 tons in that match. So that just shows you, folks, how important it is to get your arm going in a match.
Yeah.
And Ken won the first frame in that match.
Yeah. That was a great match. Ken threw everything at him.
Yeah, at one stage it was 6'5" and Hendry had 6 tons.
Yeah, crazy.
Do you still like looking at old matches, Philly?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do, I have to say. Yeah. I get very nostalgic at home at times, at night time when I'm doing nothing. I like looking at 80s or 90s matches.
Yeah.
I get very nostalgic.
Yeah. It's a loose safety there from Darren. Look at the white, Rodney.
I tell you what, I'm surprised there, Philly, that he didn't play that to a top.
Yeah.
Top would have killed the white, kind of slightly bananas the white. I think that's a bit too much space for the likes of Brendan there.
Yeah.
He's looking to. He won't pot a ball here from this visit.
No, he's going to clip this one on the side.
Yeah, but he definitely will hurt. I would imagine that he will hurt Darren with a safety.
Yeah.
Close down his oxygen.
Yeah.
As I says. And see there, he's kind of gambled with a check side shot.
Needs it to run. This could be okay, Rodney. He's got him.
Oh, he's lucky there now.
He's got him. It wasn't the greatest of shot. He caught the red tick, didn't he?
I'm going to be really honest there, Philly, and this might feel harsh in my commentary, but I think he picked the wrong line there. I think I definitely would have been looking for the line on the yellow of the ball cushion there.
Yeah. Good shot from Brendan there.
Sorry for being so harsh, folks. You swear I was a top professional in my assessment.
You're not far off, kid. You're not far off. Young up and coming youngster like yourself.
I do think the bottom cushion is so important when you're playing I repeat myself. Bottom cushion is so important. Those little battles, hidden battles, are so important in amateur snooker.
One thing I'll say is that when I am playing safety, I always try and hit the back cushion just to get the line.
That's a good rule of thumb,
you know. And I don't know if a lot of youngsters would be thinking that they're just clipping the ball. But I always try and hit that back wall. It would be my thing. That's a good shot from Brenda. Good response.
There we see Brendan looking for the cannon on the brown.
Yeah,
and he was just a little bit unlucky there, but a lovely length, I have to say. But now this is where I like to see Darren. Let's say the figure of 8 shot.
You don't need it. He could play a plain ball, Rodney. He could play a plain ball and get that line in between the green and the yellow, but playing in behind the yellow, the block off the right hand side of the table. There you go. Now it's a little bit loose, but if he was near the cushion there, Brendan was in a spot of bother.
Yeah.
Now I think Brendan will try and do the same thing here. Play very thin off the red, but put the white in that area, but closer to the cushion. Oh, he's got a tick. Darren has a chance here, red into the middle.
Snooker is an amazing sport, Philly. Like, for instance, Darren didn't really put Brendan under pressure there, but yet he's got some type of opportunity, let's say. Now, it's not ideal, but...
Is he on this red in the middle?
I'm
not sure by the camera and the angle here from the monitor, but...
I think he's definitely on the red down at the bottom, but it's what he...
Yeah, but he's going into no man's land, Rodney, even if he's potting it. He's not going to get on a colour.
Yeah.
Jeez, Brendan, I think Brendan's gotten a little bit fortunate there. But it's a good opportunity though for Darren to play a good safety and try and just take control of the frame.
Yeah, and that's where I would, if I was in Darren's corner, and if obviously you can't coach a man in the middle of a match, but I just like to see safeties a bit better. I think Brendan is getting the upper hand, obviously.
I don't think there's any value in potting this red. He's relying on a bit of luck here as well, Rodney, potting the red. Yeah, I think he knows deep down it's not the shot.
That's where folks, you'll see the billiard knowledge they're coming through.
Yeah. That's it, Rodney, isn't it? Kind of just take your eggs with you and live the fight another day kind of shot.
Yeah, that's it. It's having the temperament to back off and take your medicine. I think it's a big thing, regardless what level you're playing at.
Yeah, here's a chance here, Rodney, to get. He'd be aiming for that brown again, won't he? That line to try and hit the brown.
Yeah, he was looking for it there, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he just caught it
tick.
There, he disappointed there. And just shows you the hunger of this man. Like, he 7 times champion of Republic of Ireland, but he's 2-0 up, he's stamping on your man, but see the face of fierceness of him.
Yeah.
That's a better line there from Darren, but still gave him an escape there with the right hand red beside the 2 reds. I think he might do a figure of 8 here.
It's dangerous playing the figure of 8, I feel, on these, especially where the pink is, Rodney, with the way the cushions are sliding.
It's interesting, isn't it? And I mean, like, I include pros with this, that the figure of 8, like if you have O'Sullivan playing that shot, and like obviously O'Sullivan is out on his own, we all know that, but he do like a figure of 8 shot. And yet some of the other pros just like the playing ball stuff. I don't know what's after happening there, but he's missed a bad quarter ball clip there. That wasn't skinny, what I would deem skinny.
Yeah. This is a prime example where Brendan will be looking to potentially get 20-30 points on the board and just take control of this frame, especially where the reds are down the bottom left hand corner.
Most definitely, Philly.
He won't be happy with that. He needs a bounce. He needs a bounce.
He'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah,
area there.
He'll take this red on, playing ball, naturally knowing that he's going up for the green. Yeah. That's gone an inch too far. I think that the 2 reds that are together closest to the pink, I think the bottom one goes.
Yeah, I would imagine the 2 of them goes to that pocket.
Oh. Right, Darren. You've been screaming for a chance here. You need to. He needs to do something, Rodney.
Yeah.
Because this match is just going to get away from him.
Yeah, I think this is it now, Philly.
Yeah,
this is his opportunity to
20 for him here, and a good safety shot is huge.
Even to get 6 pots here, or 8 pots here in a row is huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just to settle him down.
Yeah.
It's funny, Philly, I think you were here last year. I was definitely here last year, and we seen our roles reversed here. Robbie McGuigan was all Robbie McGuigan early on.
Brendan came back.
Brendan came back into it a little bit, but Robbie was too out of sight, wasn't he? When it was all done and dusted. Yeah.
Here's a chance here for Darren.
I think he went 4-0 up, did he? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
definitely 3-0.
4-0. I think it was 4-0 and then it went 4-3, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then another class player, Robbie McGuigan.
Yeah.
On the tour now this year. Hope he does well.
I hope you're well, Robbie. Another great, and also another great run from Aaron Hill this week, has to be said.
Yeah.
Brilliant to see. Great win with Mark Williams.
Yeah.
And obviously followed up with Jimmy Robertson and Tom Ford. And just the standard is so high that like Gudong having the season of his life.
Yeah.
You're talking about a man that's probably played on main tour for 10, 12 years. I'm not too sure. You can correct me if you're.
No, I think you're wrong. Yeah.
But always been tipped, but only this season delivered.
Yeah. Do you remember he lost the shootout final and that really hurt him from a ranking point of view, like.
Yeah, definitely. I remember Stephen Hendry saying with Gudong that at 14 he made a total. Gudong made a total clearance against them.
Right.
At 14 in an exhibition, one frame.
Well,
I don't know how many exhibitions you've played, and I played
Couple.
a few. But to do a total clearance in a one-off frame against a professional is a big thing.
Oh, he's got a bounce there. Do you know what, Rodney? It's actually I don't know how he's feeling, but if he takes on this pink and gets it, it could make him feel a lot better.
I think it's worth a gamble. I like to see him go for this pink.
Yeah.
I think it's just worth a gamble where the reds are.
Yeah.
And I just like to see him just actually maybe not swing for it, but actually just go for it.
Yeah. Right for in the middle. But I think that's a sign, Rodney, of how he's feeling, to be honest.
Yeah. I think shot selection is so important in any game, psychologically. What it says to for your opponent, isn't it so important?
Yeah.
You're playing. If you're playing a top player, not that you have to be kamikaze, but you definitely have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
I think in the modern day, even amateur snooker, fudging won't get it done.
No. I think one thing you learn is, you're talking about shot selection there, like one thing I've learned through the years, and I think back of so many matches where I've played the wrong shot and I know it's the wrong shot, and whether it's nerves or confidence or wherever it may have been at the time or just inexperience, but one thing I learned over the years is that when you do play the wrong shots, sometimes the balls, well, not 90% of the time anyway, the balls don't forgive you. They come back and haunt you. And I suppose it's one thing as experience comes along. Even if you play the right, if you play the right shot, even though you're not feeling good, you might get rewarded for it later.
Yeah, most definitely. I think so. I know I'm like an order for a percentage player, but I think you do have to, in this day and age, and even in the last 20 years as an amateur, you have to play halfway aggressive.
There you go.
That's a lovely shot. It's really opened the game out.
Yeah.
Where it looked like it was going to be for tit for tat, but he's opened out a couple of reds with black. Philly, if you were coach to Darren and if you could have a minute or two with him in the toilet, let's say now, not even after this frame, what would you say to him?
Good question, Rodney. I tell him to relax, and I tell him to be not patient as such, but again, as we were just saying, try and play the right shots. Try and play your own game as well. Sometimes you can get, especially so you can get sucked into playing your opponent's game. And Brendan will love this, by the way, all day long. He will tip for tap all day long.
This all night long.
He'll stay till 3 in the morning if he has to, playing this kind of game. So I'd say to Darren that one ball at a time, but try and play your game, and just try and get into the match.
Yeah, the one thing can I answer that question? Even
Yeah.
though
Rodney, what would you say to him?
Even though I asked the question, I think I would actually get him to feel good. Not even feel good, but like remember that he was Northern Ireland champion.
Yeah, good
But
point. Never thought of that.
But
Yeah.
also like play your game, Darren.
Yeah, play your game, yeah.
You know, like you're good enough to win the Northern Ireland Championships,
Yeah.
and give this a good go.
Yeah.
Because you have to understand, like this is special. You know.
Yeah. You know.
You might only get 1 or 2 chances of this your whole life.
Yeah.
You know.
And,
so just
and
really
one
embrace it.
One thing that you've just said there, and like one thing that he's done, Darren, is that he's in the history books now. He's won a Northern Irish title, and not many people get to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's such a, like, he's in the history books, and like with the greats, Paddy Wallace, etc., Jordan Brown, great Northern Ireland players that have won this tournament on numerous occasions.
Like I give you an example how hard it is to win the Northern Ireland Championships, and this is no disgrace. Andy Sharp, who was a constant top player in the 80s and early 90s, he could never win the Northern Ireland Championships. And a certain Mr. Joseph Swale couldn't win the Northern Ireland Championships. But yes, the man was great enough to win an English Amateur Championships. And that's how good Joe Swale was.
This is a tough shot, Rodney, but he has a shot to nothing here, and he's guaranteed to be on the pink if he pots this long red. He has he's playing ball straight back up the bulk. He's not going into any reds if he misses out, as long as he doesn't catch a tick.
I like the way he hit that strike though, Philly.
Yeah.
I do like
he
the way
he jab it, he cued it.
Yeah, he cued it, and he gave it a good chance, and he got length on the white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some great winners of the Northern Ireland Championships.
Yeah.
And no other than one of my closest friends, I'm being a bit of favouritism here, have to be said, Patrick Wallace.
Yeah, Patrick, if you're listening, hello Patrick.
7 times, I think. I could be doing him a disservice. He might have won it 8 times.
He'll be on to you if you're wrong.
Well, we'll soon find out.
He's got that tick again, right? Right, Darren. Another chance for you, Darren. I'm actually surprised how many chances he's actually getting.
I'm really surprised he's hit that tick. I thought, if anything, skinny up and down would have been, and the reason why you say skinny, that the Reds wouldn't have sprung.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I wouldn't mind getting this many chances anytime I've played Brendan.
Yeah. Some of us have been battered, folks, by Brendan with Irish tournaments. It's a little bit like the scene with the Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, nice kiss there. Right, here we go. Here's his chance, Rodney.
Robert Shaw, and I can't think of the other actor, but in Jaws, we could show you the scars. Instead of Shark, it's Brendan.
Stop, I've taken many a hiding off him. Two balls are a plant here, Rodney, but I'm just interested to see what shot he'll play here, whether he'll take the risk of playing the cannon on the third red here closest to the black, or will he track the plant? Look, he's playing top, so I don't think he's holding it, he's going into them.
I think it's a cannon. Yeah,
Is
like
it
that.
nice?
I'd be honest, Philly.
He's unlucky there.
I do like that.
He has a chance though.
No, I do like that shot.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Because it's just aggressive, and it's just basically saying, I need to open these few balls here and get stuck in here for a few points. Yeah.
And you know what? If he's going to be landing really high in the black, I wouldn't blame him if he went up for pink here. Just to pot a couple of balls. Pink will go back in the spot.
Yeah.
Reds are open now.
Yeah, that's a great point, Philly, actually. Sometimes you love swinging your arm at a ball.
Just a couple of simple shots, just to settle yourself. I wouldn't blame him if he goes up for pink here. Yeah, there you go. He needs that way to travel a little bit, though. He doesn't want to land on the wrong side of the pink. Yeah, look, he's about 2 inches too short, Rodney. But he has the red over the corner anyway.
The cue ball is everything, isn't it, in these situations?
Yeah.
It just, like, as much as you can practice and practice and practice, but it's in a strange conditions on a particular night of a certain final or certain match, like all club players have got into this situation that the white ball hasn't rolled into the right shot and you're chasing. You feel at times I feel like I'm Sebi Ballesteros, that you're kind of getting up and down on shots. Do you know?
Yeah.
You know, and it's an art in itself to get up and down in snooker. You know.
Yeah. Has he hit this hard enough? Oh, did he forget about the pink?
Not sure what he's played there.
I think he's played for the.
Is there a gap? There is a gap.
From our screen, it looks like he's on it. But this will test his cueing now, Rodney, because this is a proper cueing shot. Because he needs to bring the white back a couple of inches here, and he can't afford to, cue across it or anything. He needs to get through this nice and straight. He's potted, but he's no action on the white. He's potted dead.
Yeah, he's happy enough with the pink in the middle. Now this is a shot that he has to stay still.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying the final, folks. I hope there's a good few watching.
Yeah, 70 people watching.
Yeah.
It's great.
On a Friday night is brilliant. A good few crowd in as well watching.
Yeah. It's such a great weekend. Oh.
And Philly, I don't know how much snooker you've watched this week.
Yeah.
A lot of them misses that we've just seen, Darren, are high.
Yeah.
I haven't seen very few low misses.
No.
And we've seen previously Brendan miss a high when he was trying to hold for the blue floating, and it was high.
I think that's just a case of, for so many lads that play in club tables, they always aim for the open jaw, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Brandon undecided what shot he's going to play here. I think he's going to play the red closest to the pink. He's getting his little mini boat extension out. He's going to be stretching a little bit. Yeah. Has a good angle on the green here to come back down for the reds. Leave the white in an area where he's on possibly two reds. It's a good shot. Decided to go in behind the blue. He had another option there. He could have came off the side cushion and tracked the two reds into the opposite middles. But, he's played that shot pretty well. Good chance here for Brendan. He's just looking to see if the black passes the red. So he wouldn't mind potting the pink, potting the red, potting the black and putting the black back in its spot. If not, he'll stay around the pink. Yeah, black obviously doesn't go. That's why he's gone back up for the pink. He's hit that well. Actually not bad for a left-hander. He might be stretching a tad, but he should be fine. Say he might track the red closest to the corner pocket here. Come up, screw off one cushion and come across with the red. No, he played it different. Still on the red. Rodney just comes back here now. Brendan's at the table here now. He's at the bottom. 4 reds, 4 colours.
That's a lovely shot.
Just got a message sent to me there from Cottle Harlan. Rodney, he was asking for you.
Oh, hiya, Cottle.
Hope all is well, Cottle.
I remember playing Cottle. Oh, Jesus. Mid to late 90s.
Don't be generous, Rodney. Don't be generous.
Q's
80s.
Q's Clondalkin.
Q's Clondalkin. What a snooker hall that was.
Carl Garden used to always play it.
Brendan's taken these well, Rodney. He's potted the green first and now he's taking a couple of pinks after that.
Okay.
There's a prime example where he plays that stun run through shot. He wouldn't be one for rolling. He plays that stun a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely weight on the cue ball, Philly.
Yeah.
And most times. That's a beautiful strike.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see by the reaction he got out of the way.
What's that man thinking?
Yeah. What do I have to do to get it for him on the board?
Yeah.
Will he go for this, Rodney, or do you think he'll play safe?
I think he plays safe. Now, judging by that, he looks like he's going for it.
He's going.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe he's played it very skinny to get up to the yellow pocket. Here's an important shot. The connection here is important.
Yeah, you don't want to catch it. It's one of them ones that you don't want to catch it too thin, but you don't want to catch it too thick either.
I think it's. I definitely do think he's playing the right shot here. For the red over the black spot and try to go up, bring it over to the side cushion with the black.
There you go. Look,
he's playing the other way.
Yeah.
Listen, folks. Snooker and cue sports is not an exact science. Everyone has their own way of seeing the shots and playing shots. And that was a classic example. I think here now we'll see the match player in Brendan.
Yeah, try and get that line up between the brown and the green, yeah. Oh, he's had a go.
No, he went.
He's had a go.
Yeah.
Great shot. Clean, nice clean strike that.
Beautiful strike there.
There's that stun run through again.
Yeah.
Great red. There's a replay of the red.
Oh,
he hit it so well, didn't he?
Stayed down beautiful.
Stayed down,
there as well.
There's one thing, Rodney, that you'd be saying to a lot of the upcoming lads. How important is it to stay down on a full shot? It's everything, isn't it?
I would say everything. I think it's an art in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think. Like for instance,
and I'm guilty of it.
Yeah. For instance, the last proper, like I know we have German Masters on Eurosport, but the last BBC tournament there 2 weeks ago, and we'll see another top cushion miss with the middle.
Yeah.
Needs one snooker though. 31 behind, 27 on the table.
You watch any of the pros, like it's not just, you know, the ball's going in the pocket, and you see a lot of amateurs where they're up and gone.
Yeah, I think
It's so important to complete the shot.
Yeah, I do have a theory that the top pros and the top amateurs, they're like musicians.
Yeah.
In the way they play snooker. And what I mean by that, and I don't mean to be patronising folks, but they have it to an art form in staying down.
That's a great shot.
And it's not just completion of the shot, it's it's really staying down, and they hammer it into themselves practicing while when they're under pressure, that it comes out in them, if you get me.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of last year's final, Philly. One man is doing damage early on.
Yeah, do you know what? I hope Darren can get a couple of frames on the board.
Yeah.
I can't see him winning the match. I think Brendan's just too experienced and been there and done it.
Yeah.
And I just hope for Darren he can get a couple of frames on the board, because he's an excellent player, and I just hope he can just do himself a bit of justice.
There was a touch I'm at an age that I can remember this player from Wicklow, Jason Watson.
Dr. Watson, what a player.
That's a great I thought there might have been a bit of jazz on that white, but there is a touch of Jason Watson gone into Brendan O'Donoghue's game with very percentage, and I like the way Brendan plays a one-off match at times, that he kind of keeps your man cold. Very reminiscent of a young Jason Watson.
Yeah, Jason, if you're listening, hope all is well. One of the greats of Irish snooker.
Yeah, like that was a man that won 3 Irish Amateur Championships in 1991, 1992 and 2002, and he also won the 3 All-Ireland Championships in them years.
Class.
So the one-off matches with best of nines, he was very good at.
Yeah, great player. I actually played him in the final here in the team event in 2017.
Very good. That's a beautiful shot there from Darren.
Great shot from Darren there.
Yeah. How did you get on there, Philly, with Jason? When you played him?
I won that game.
Right.
Yeah. Now, considering, shows his class though. It's like he'd probably only practiced for a month for that tournament, if even, and they still won it as a team. Wicklow, what a team that was.
Yeah, I have to say I used to practice a lot with Jason Watson in the early 2000s. What a player! I learned so much from him.
Yeah, his pro-am was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, his pro-am was brilliant, and he was so good to me with regard to practice and all. And a lot of the clubs up in Dublin way in Selbridge, for instance, and obviously Jason's in Wicklow were so good to me, and obviously my own county Wexford, so good. There's so many great people in the snooker hierarchy, and the environment of it was brilliant.
Yeah,
like there was an interesting match in the over 40s 3 weekends ago. Mark McCrudden against Colin Gilchrist.
So that's a match from 25 years ago.
Yeah, and I just thought straight away of Selbridge table 14. How many times would they have played on table 14?
Yeah, 14 in Selbridge.
It was brilliant.
Yeah,
and it just put me back into brilliant from the past.
Yeah. This looks good, Rodney. Needs a nice kiss though. Oh,
he was unlucky there. He was unlucky with the nudge on the blue on Donoghue.
I think Brendan here. Surprised that I'm there, Rodney, now, because if he leaves, you know,
and
you
I
know,
would
especially
totally
where
agree.
the blue is there, and
Yeah,
that, like,
I would
Darren Potts this blue, he's a great opportunity for snooker here.
Yeah, I
and
would
I'm
totally
surprised
agree.
at Brendan. I thought he would have went the other way.
I would totally agree with you there. With one snooker, I would never put a ball over the pocket. I would make him earn it.
Yeah, you don't want to give someone a simple pot, especially when he only needs one snooker.
Yeah.
This could be all right. This could be all right.
Oh. No, I don't think for 1 second he'll get the foul.
No, but he's taking the black out.
He'll be happy enough with the result. It's amazing, Philly.
Yeah.
It's amazing, Philly. I was just going to say something to you. You were talking about practice and technique of staying down. But what we're seeing here now, one man needing a snooker.
Yeah.
In regards to tactics and safety, and particularly this situation, needing snookers. Very few have the art form. It'd be fair to say. And what I mean by that is
how much would you practice it?
How much do you practice it?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
I
Still all to play for in this frame, Rodney. I know it's
Yeah.
one snooker, but the balls are nice for a snooker. They really are. It's a good shot from Brandon there. He's got the length, Rodney.
Yellow to the bottom cushion, frozen, as they say in our American Q Sports.
From the camera here now, I don't know how much of the yellow he has, but if he can full ball on the yellow here, he's a great chance of a snooker. It's one of them ones where you play it just below top. It's kind of in between the middle and the top of the white, where you can get the stop.
Think you can
yeah,
you?
I don't know. It depends how much you can see it.
Yeah, looks like he's gone direct.
Yeah, look, he hit loads of side on it, Rodney. He couldn't see that side of it. Could be all right though. It's a good shot. It's a good shot from where he was. He's played a loose one there. He won't be happy with that. Yeah, you can see him. He's having a word for himself there. He's not happy with that at all. So he has a free go at this yellow. He'd be looking to get close to the green so he can lay the snooker. He'd be trying to send the white over near the black direction. I'm surprised at him there now. It's a good shot from Brendan there. He's got the snooker behind the brown. It's amazing, Rodney, the way we all just see the shots differently, don't we?
Yeah,
not all of them, but like a lot, you know.
I think that's brilliant, and there's so much diverse opinion. On it. Yeah. Like Brendan will see one way, I'll see another way, you see another way, Darren will see another way.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps us up late at night. You know. And I think it's so important going back to the old matches and all that I was alluding to, like watching.
Oh, it's a great pot from Brendan.
To see the shot selection.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I would recommend highly to anyone that's really interested in improving their game is to look at matches, even this season's matches going on telly and all.
Yeah.
See what they're doing and all.
Yeah.
And be a studier.
Yeah. I suppose for us now, Rodney, being in Carlow, and a lot of our matches now are streamed. It's no harm. It's no harm going back and looking back at a match and looking at the shots that you made a mistake on.
Yeah.
It's no harm in that at all.
Yeah,
some lads don't like looking at themselves, and some people don't want to do that, and that's okay if that's not their thing. But I've often looked back at games and I've gone, Jesus, what was I thinking there, or what was I doing there? And especially for the younger lads coming through, it's great for the lads to look back in their matches and say, you know, just pick up on little things, because how many times in the future they'll be in that scenario again and they can go, oh, do you remember I had that the last time? I won't do that again.
I won't do that again. Yeah. And I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so important. I'm not an avid fan of it myself in regards myself.
Right.
But I would say to youngsters, definitely look back. When I'm wanting to look at a bit of snooker, I would want to look at something that would inspire me. Yeah. And I'm not going to inspire myself, if that makes sense. Yeah, like I want to see a prime Stephen Hendry or a prime Ronnie O'Sullivan or Steve Davis or an Alex Higgins or Jimmy White. That's what inspires me, you know. I'm too long on the tooth to be studying myself.
That's a great job, Brent. That's the third frame over anyway, folks.
It's 3-0.
If we're Darren here now,
and now
have a 5-minute break.
This really gets interesting, because I'm not sure what the times is. I think it's 11:15, 1:30. And Brendan O'Donoghue is going to try, basically, if I know Brendan, and I know him, he is going to try to win this match 5-0 and get to bed early.
Yeah.
He will be trying everything. He needs power.
And he's kind of been there as well. And you even seen it in the Europeans this year. Like the hours that they were playing at, and then the schedule they had was crazy. Like, so he's been there and done it in that sense.
Tournament started back in 1990, believe it or not, and I remember approaching the owner, who was Morris O'Donoghue, but I told him about my idea to have an All-Ireland Snooker Championship where we get players from the north to play with players from the south, because it's just not done.
We'll have 22 referees here this weekend for the All-Ireland Championships. Everything they do, all day, all night, all afternoon, is all on a voluntary basis. And the same referees just keep coming back, and I know it's a lot of work.
We've went from having like 12 teams in an invitation at the start to where you can't play in it now unless you qualify in your own province, and it's just been a fantastic success down through the years. No matter what I or anybody else has done for this tournament wouldn't exist without the backing of the Gleneagle Hotel Group. As you can see from being here, 15 full-size snooker tables are put in top-class condition, and not only is the cost of putting in 15 tables, but you're tying up two of the Gleneagle's big venues, the Ballroom and the Mangerton Suite.
And it has been going now 40 years, starting with the Munsters. Now everyone's in it, and everybody wants to make it down here. They're all playing in their teams from maybe early September to try and get their place to get the Killarney. All I hear is, I want to go to Killarney, I want to go to Killarney. Last year was our first year going with live streaming, and we got a phenomenal response from people who just can't be here through work reasons, illness reasons. I know people in hospitals that were watching this last year, and we got a phenomenal response, and they can watch it next week on our Facebook pages or indeed on YouTube. So it's available to everybody.
You're talking about the break off there, Rodney, earlier on. And it's actually one that I don't know any other player that does it, but Ian Smith off my team, he plays playing ball off the break, as if he's just playing it like a clip off the pack, like a safety shot. Like,
well, that's interesting now. That's interesting because the man that involved in this final, he won the 2003 Irish Amateur Championships with a playing ball break off. Brendan O'Donoghue.
Right.
Yeah. And it was only maybe in the mid 2000s that he changed his break off.
Right.
And from as a child to, let's say, Irish Amateur Champion, he broke off 2 cushions.
Right. There you go, the change. But because I practiced with Ian a good bit coming up to Killarney, and it's an effective break off as well. Like, it's not. I know it's plain and simple, but it's a good break off.
Yeah, it is. And there was a professional back in the day. He was 1991 European Open champion as a professional. He won the European Open professional championships. Tony Jones.
Oh, right, Tony Jones.
And he was in top 16 for 1 or 2 seasons, and
Right.
he used the playing ball break off.
Right.
And he actually got to a world doubles final in '85 at Reardon against Steve Davis and Tony Meo.
Wow.
And actually a former English amateur champion as well.
Darren in the spot of bother here again, coming off one cushion. This would be the frame now, Rodney, where I would be going aggressive. From 3-0 down and not in the match, you have to try and make something. You have to do something different to try and change the game, try and change the pattern of the game. That'd be my thinking. I'd have to do something different to try and get back into the match. I'd feel like I'd have to go at him. I don't know how you'd approach it.
Yeah, definitely. There's a beautiful way to safety
that's
shot.
2 in a row he's played that shot.
Stick him. No, Philly, I totally agree. This is throw the baby out of the water job. This has been a word that I'm going to use. You have to be so versatile in regards of competing and all, and saying you have to basically have a debate with yourself in the chair. In between frames and say this isn't working and I need to do something totally different. Yeah, you need to be a good corner man to yourself, or a caddy if you get me. Yeah, and say this isn't happening and you need to do something totally different, and you need to make it quick.
Yeah. Oh, he's if this bottom red's go, he's giving him a nice starter.
No, but you're 100% right, Philly.
Right.
Yeah, and I think match play is so much that, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, he's been unlucky there, sticking to the pack. It's a good shot there from Brandon. He arced the white really well there.
It was a lovely strike. I was really paying attention to the strike on the ball. He is unlucky there. Do we go for this?
I don't think he will. I don't think he will. No.
Very interesting. I love actually seeing Brendan's shot selection sometimes at amateur tournaments and say, what would I do and what would Brendan do? And sometimes two totally different things happen. And sometimes I kind of think, go back to the practice table and say, what would Brendan do?
Right.
I do think you can learn from.
Oh, he's hit that well.
I think you can learn from a lot of players and different shots and different styles.
Yeah. Here's a shot now, Rodney, where we're talking about staying down, and how many times you see these blacks missed. You know, this is a real proper cueing shot. Stay still, don't move.
What I'm interested in with this shot now, he hasn't looked at the angle. he's just got basically looked at the line and going with it.
Yeah, he's trusting it. That's
Oh,
a great
that's
shot.
a beautiful
It's a great
shot. And it just shows you he's a mentality there that he hasn't. I don't know about you, Philly, but I would go down and have a look at that black, and then go back to me line, and and then
he's
me
just
routine.
he's just got
He's
down,
just basically
trusted
gone
his
down
line.
and trusted his line, and it just shows you mentally where he's at.
Yeah, that's just shows the confidence he has in himself and his technique. Because that was a smelly black. Great shot from Brendan again.
Some man with the rest, I have to say. Probably one of the best I've ever seen with the rest in an amateur sense.
Yeah. Great chance here to get a nice few points on the board.
He plays that shot so well. I know it's just so simple, but the weight has to be right. I know he has a selection of two reds there, one in the middle, one in the corner. But I never see him really underhitting or overhitting.
Do you know what he does in that
Always
shot?
gets
Actually,
us.
I've actually watched him on the last shot. On certain shots, especially that last shot he played, he drops his elbow a bit. Do you ever notice that? I think that's his way of making sure he's getting through the ball.
Yeah, I think Brendan back in the day had a little bit of coaching from Del Hill around I think Connie O'Sullivan had Del Hill over in Q Club Killarney in 2002, 2003, and Brendan do reminisce a little bit.
Here's a perfect camera angle now, Brendan.
A young Ronnie,
right?
Like a 1990s Ronnie,
right?
And not for speed, but for delivery of shots.
What was Del's analogy? The Del drive? Was that what we used to call it, Rodney?
Yeah.
Del Hill, hope he's well. Oh, I think he's got lucky there.
Yeah.
Hey, put the hand up there, he's got lucky. But
it's fun, his drive. Del used to say that Del drive, and he used to say two things as well, two different types of player. One that drives the ball and one that pecks the ball, and you don't want to be a pecker.
Right.
You know. Yeah. The drive
is
really
a pecker like a jab kind of?
Not so much jab, but only hits at the target and don't go through.
Right. Get you, yeah.
And he was very big on that. One thing I will say, that drive originated from Joe Davis's coaching book back in the 50s.
Yeah, you have that, I have that. Don't we?
Yeah. And that's the book that Steve Davis' father Bill would have preached to Steve about all the many hours of coaching. You know, you have to get through the ball. You don't hit at the ball, you stroke through the ball.
Yeah. Kind of like the analogy in golf, Rodney, where you're following through instead of slapping the golf ball.
Yeah.
I
think all ball games are very similar, aren't they?
Yeah. Here's just the run. I think he's plumb on the red in the middle. He'd be happy with that. Now, here's the red he missed earlier on, Rodney. I'm interested to see now if he plays that roll shot again, or will he play the stun the way he normally plays it?
I think this is a stun, judging by the way he's tipped the ball.
There you go. Look at the difference there.
A little bit heavier.
But the difference the way he's played that to the last time.
Yes.
He hasn't made that mistake again.
Yeah.
Has a great chance here, Rodney. He plays the blue into the pink in the nose here.
Yeah.
He might be looking at it one visit here.
I think he'll be playing this under the cannon on a slight bit on the right-hand side. That
right.
He won't be going into these with great force.
Doesn't need to.
And there you see on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Just slipped away a little bit. It's that red in the middle. Definitely red up to the yellow bag.
Get out of the way, Brendan.
No, and that's not on into the middle, I don't think.
I think it's on. I think it's on.
Yeah. He's good at these shots.
Yeah.
Yellow bag or green bag.
Another prime example. When you see the elbow, Rodney, does he drop here on it? Yeah. See the drop on his elbow?
Oh.
Nice 48 from Brendan there now.
48.
Now, I think that red that he didn't play a minute ago, I think that's on. And I wouldn't be surprised if Darren goes for this into the middle.
We'll soon find out. He hasn't really looked at it. Oh, now he's looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a message here, Rodney, from the legend Cookie Monster. He's not here this weekend. He's just throwing a message in. Cookie, hope all is well.
Good evening, Cookie. Great to hear from you.
Oh, nice pot there from Darren.
We're badly missed at this.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're way better at this than ourselves.
Absolutely. It's fantastic the coverage Cookie does up the north for the ranking tournaments and interviewing the players after matches and commentating on matches.
Do you know what I think, Philly?
Fair dues.
Do you know
Brilliant.
what I think he does? He has a great vibe about him as a person, but also he loves the game.
Loves the game.
And that really shines through in his commentary and his interviews.
Yeah.
And he's actually genuinely happy.
Yeah.
And like I've got that experience there a couple of years ago at the Barry McNamee.
Yeah.
And like he's so happy for people like winning matches and winning tournaments.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it really shines through.
Yeah.
And not everyone has that. You know?
Here's a chance now for Darren. He needs to get some points on the board here. It's one of these ones he needs to make sure he lands high on the blue. He's played it well. Could have done an extra inch, but he'll still take it. What you're thinking about the break building, Rodney? Are you kind of the Hendry way, where first chance you have to try and open them up, or are you you like to go to from what I've seen, Mark Allen recently tend to pick off the loose ones, then go into the bunch.
Yeah.
What would be your way?
And it's funny, when Mark Allen, I would have seen a little bit of Mark when he was a youngster as an amateur, and I see he would have been very Stephen Hendry, Ronnie O'Sullivan-esque in his break building back then.
Yeah.
And now he's gone very Steve Davis route.
Yeah. Oh,
and
he's
it's
unlucky there.
really interesting to see that,
Yeah. I was just saying, sorry to cut across you, Rodney, just the last shot there where I was saying he needed an extra inch on the blue. That shot would have been so much easier if he had an extra inch.
He definitely needed a proper three-quarter ball there to get the pace into the pack there, wasn't it?
So back there, what would be your way of thinking around the break building? What way do you like to go?
I think it depends on the situation, isn't it? But I was always a Stephen Hendry man.
That's a great red from
That's a
Darren.
beautiful shot. Like considering he's 3-0 down, that's absolutely
a
stunning shot.
Yeah.
Maybe the best shot that he's played so far in this final.
Yeah, he killed it, didn't he?
Yeah. And that would make him feel a lot better.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, one shot.
Yeah.
And one shot to certain players can get them going.
Yeah.
I know, for instance, I've heard over the years, he's really quit on that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Now he's looking for a big yellow here, but he's still like, for instance, 2 shots ago he felt he felt, Jesus, I've hit that well, and now the last shot, now he's gone into the oblivion.
Yeah. If it was me there, Rodney, I would have been opening those 3 reds.
Yeah.
I would have been clipping opening those 3 reds. Had a straightforward pattern back to bulk.
Yeah. And that's where it's so interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone is different. Brendan has got opening it for him.
Yeah.
Looking for a great white ball.
Yeah, look at the line, Rodney.
Yeah. And that's a great shot, isn't it?
Yeah. Great
like
shot.
Green is getting involved, pink is getting involved, blue is getting involved, and he's basically left him a really thick red on the left hand side as we look at it.
One shot that Brendan played, I noticed a couple of times playing it myself. He'd pot a red and then he'd be on a ball colour, say, but he wouldn't be on it. He'd be playing a safety shot, but he'd use the object ball that he's playing. Like, say he's playing the yellow, he'd use that yellow to block one side of the table.
It's almost like he's getting that ball to get involved.
Exactly. He's not just playing the ball for the sake of leaving the white in a certain position. He's actually playing the ball colour to block one side of the table.
Yeah.
And he's putting the white and behind the other ball colour, blocking the other side. It's a clever trap shot that I never thought of or seen.
And it's nearly almost a weapon.
I've
seen him use it a few times.
Yeah, it's an interesting shot for.
That was an interesting shot selection there from Darren. Now maybe that this is the way he's feeling. I thought the figure of 8 shot was on there on the right hand side of them 2 reds to look for a big yellow. Maybe it wasn't on. Maybe I'm wrong. But that was interesting that he didn't even take a look at that figure of 8 and said, "I'm attacking."
Yeah. You going for this in the middle?
Yeah, and he'd be looking for the white behind the yellow.
Oh.
No, when you said the middle, I was expecting a percentage with the double. And come in behind the yellow. I wasn't expecting the skinny pot. Yeah, but going back there, Philly, I don't want to harp on too much, but break building, it's Ronnie obviously has totally changed where he's break building. There was once upon a time he would scream through the pack with reverse side and screw, and there's very, very rarely you see him do that now.
Yeah.
You know.
Brendan will be happy with that yellow. Natural shot here for a left-hander. I like this shot myself.
Yeah, 34 points ahead with 59, so he needs red colour red.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be disappointed with that.
He was up off before he hit it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he didn't give that his normal concentration in regards to his 2 or 3 stroke, 3 feathers, should I say.
Yeah.
It was like 1 or 2 feathers. I think he was just automatically thinking it was there. Mark McCrudden's mother, I hope you're keeping well, Rachel. Good to hear from you on the messages.
Great shot, Darren.
It's great to see your son back playing snooker.
Absolutely. Now he has the angle here, Rodney. Top spin to try and get into these reds here.
This is an important shot.
You can see Brendan there in the background.
Final.
He knows this frame should be over. He's giving Darren a lifeline here. And it's amazing because if he gets the cannon right in these 3 reds, like the clearance is there. If he gets a nice cannon, he's been unlucky there.
I think he might be able to get this. This is not easy to judge though, with the ball's been so close to it.
It just shows its fractions though. Like, I mean, if that cannon goes well there, does nothing safe.
No, nothing safe.
Does a clearance on potentially, and I think that's why Brendan is a little bit disappointed in his chair there, because he knows that was a great chance to go 4-0.
Yeah, don't forget, Brendan is still looking for a good performance in himself. As much as he's winning and he's trying to put the foot into Darren and all, and forgive the phrase to be so brutal, but he's trying to keep Darren on the ground and foot to the neck job. And I'm sorry to use that phrase because it's a very violent phrase, but he's still looking for a good performance in himself. Don't forget, Brendan has to turn out tomorrow for his local club New Institute to try to win an All-Ireland again. And he's looking to cue well here this evening.
Now here's a chance for Darren.
I'd be disappointed with that.
Potentially he'll take this red down the cushion. He might play it with a bit of run inside, Rodney, to get out for the pink. It's hard sometimes with the camera angle to know exactly what angle he has with the monitor we're looking at this match on, but if he has a bit of an angle here, he might be able to get out for the pink or a touch of run inside.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Absolutely beautiful shot.
Now he's a great chance here, Rodney, even if it's a case he pots pink, pots red, pots pink, and he could lay a good snooker, and even though he's still behind, you know, he's kind of favoured then.
Yeah, definitely. I think the last couple of shots will make him feel 100 times better there in the last maybe 5 or 6 shots. He's played 2 beautiful shots.
Yeah.
.21 behind, but still all to play for.
Absolutely.
I think if Darren do happen to win this, win this frame and get out at 3-1 at the few minutes interval that we'll have.
Yeah.
He'll be happy. I don't think he has no reason to complain.
No. Now, when he's playing his safety shot here, the last thing he wants to do is put a colour safe. He needs the balls to stay open.
Definitely, Philly.
Like he's playing the yellow. He's playing the yellow here, right?
But if yellow to the side
exactly.
cushion.
Yeah, you want to keep the yellow live here, and I know he's going to try and play the snooker and cut off the angle with the black, but that's going to kill the yellow. And that's even though he's got the snooker, Brendan will be delighted where that yellow's gone.
Yeah. Fancy Brendan to hit this.
Yeah. Yeah, he needed to keep that yellow live, didn't he? And Brendan's got the rub of the grain here. He's at the fluke in the snooker.
Yeah. But there again, we see the balls don't forgive you if
for
you
not playing the right shot.
There
you go.
You know.
There you go.
Do you sacrifice the snooker and give him a clip and keep balls alive?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, Philly.
No.
I've often had this eternal debate with myself playing the right shots.
Yeah.
And I still haven't come out with an answer.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
You'd be happy with
You'd
that.
be happy with that. So 20, Brendan 20 ahead. Would you be going here, Rodney? Would you be having a crack at this? Or up and down safety?
No, I think it's up and down safety at 3-0. You play the scoreboard here with this shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the shot.
And that's an interesting question you've asked me there. A 1-all, 2-1, do you go for that shot? You play the scoreboard sometimes with that shot.
I think it's how you're feeling though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of them. It's confidence. If you're confident, you just get down and just play that without thinking. If you're not confident, you'd be standing over him and on and will I go, will I not? I think it's a confidence shot.
Yeah.
But some lads just would have in their head, I mightn't get another chance against this lad, so the first chance I get, I'm having a go. Just had a bit of luck there.
And this is what Darren needs. He might just need a turn of the ball here and there to get himself involved with little safety jewels.
Yeah. Just say, Rodney, just looking around the arena, it's like it's nearly 12 o'clock at night and there's 10 tables in this arena and they're full. Every table is gone here. It's great to see, and it just shows how much this tournament means to everyone down here, that lads are practicing this hour a night.
Unreal.
It's deadly.
Absolutely unreal. The passion that this tournament produces. Like, for instance, like Nina, in New Institute and Nina, to start practicing for this tournament on the 1st of September.
Yeah.
And they told me that today. And Brendan actually told me that himself. You know, so it's unreal.
Yeah. And I know we keep going on about Brendan, and you know we're saying all these nice things about him, but he's just been, you can't take it away from him. He's such a credit for Irish snooker, and he's such a great role model, and even for the lads in his club. If you look at the players in his club, from the younger lads coming up now, you have the Gleasons and stuff like that, you can see how much they've improved over the last 2 or 3 years, you know, from playing with Brendan and being around him, and you know, picking up the pieces off him.
I think it's everything to have a kind of an international player in regards anyone. I know from my own regard, Joe Delaney from Wexford was a big stalwart for me in regards, learning how to play match play snooker. I think it really fast forwards your development.
I suppose Brendan kind of had that with Tom Gleeson. Actually, there's a message there from Tom Gleeson. Thanks very much, Tom. Appreciate the comment.
Tommy Gleeson, 1995 Irish Amateur Champion.
Who did he beat? Paul Ennis, was it?
Beat the great Paul Ennis, A5 in Q's Clondalkin.
Yeah, that's a great shot there.
Great to hear from you, Tom. Tommy played a lovely match there this evening against Noel Landers. Noel won the first frame, and then Tommy had a one visit frame, and it was 1-1 when the match ended. But Tommy's still playing full fettle, and he's practicing proper, and it's great to see.
Yeah,
great to see the likes of Tony Seymour and Paddy Kelly, even though they beat us in the last 12 match this afternoon, playing really proper, Freddie.
Yeah,
really proper.
All good experienced players. Like you mentioned, Tony Seymour. Tony Seymour's won this tournament before. So has Paddy, actually.
Yeah, New Institute 4 times. I think it's 3 or 4 times All Ireland team champions.
Yeah,
unreal.
But
and as I said to the boys when I shook hands with them, it just shows you where Nina snooker is at.
Yeah,
and Tipperary
very
snooker,
very strong.
That you can have a B team as strong as that, and fair play to the lads. And a lot of it is to do with Brendan, a lot of it is to do with the committee, and a lot of it is to do with Tom Gleeson. Tom Gleeson was the instigator of it all, and
even Patsy's in
Patsy,
there. Patsy, absolutely.
Yes.
So this frame is not over yet. Brendan has a lead of 21 here, but the balls are all there to play for.
And let me tell you, it's not just about winning All Ireland championships for that club, because I know, my memory.
Oh, it's a great pot.
It's a beautiful pot. But going back to New Institute, I can remember New Institute getting beat by
didn't want that flick.
Riverside in 1996.
Riverside, yeah.
In the All Ireland final, Belfast team, and so they had the New Institute had their heartache before it came good as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of earning your stripes over the years, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. A popular shot you see with the pros these days, Rodney, is, and it wasn't really common years ago, there used to be a lot of up and down safeties, but like from ball cushion to ball cushion, is you see a lot of lads playing side cushion safeties now. For instance, that shot there, I would have played the other side, but there's a prime example where, and a lot of lads used to be afraid of leaving doubles, but it's smart, especially in the pro game, it's becoming more common as a shot, isn't it?
I think the first few people I've seen use that, it was years ago, but it's been definitely perfected by the modern professionals. I think I would have seen a few Canadians using it back in the day, but definitely it's been perfected now.
Yeah.
With the top professionals and the modern ones.
Yeah, especially on the respot black. It's gone. It used to be up and down. Now it's definitely
used to be always up and down.
Yeah,
up and down. Yeah.
Now it's side cushion all day.
I don't even think, I can't remember the last time I've seen an up and down with a professional.
Yeah. Here's a great chance for Darren here now. Long green, fully commit to the shot. Needs to stay down. See. Oh, it's a great shot. Now here is a chance. Here is a big chance. If he can get out here 3-1, he'd be happy considering the way he's played the first 4 frames.
It's just something I've recently.
Hope he needs the angle here to get out for the blue. Don't want to be too straight.
Just something I've.
It's not bad. I don't know how he's going to go on the pink here, Rodney. Can he cut this into the middle?
Recently copped in the last 2 shots. Would this be the first All Ireland final between 2 left-handers?
I don't know, Rodney. I'd have to go back and see who played in the other finals.
Yeah.
Because this tournament stopped for a long, long time, didn't it? So
A
you're probably
long
going back
time,
past
yeah.
my time, maybe.
Yeah, long time. A brilliant tournament there, I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that it's back.
Oh!
I'm actually so thankful that it's been ran in the way it's ran,
Yeah.
in the venue that it's ran.
Yeah.
I think this is no better venue for it.
Chance here for Brendan to win the fourth frame. Darren needed an extra inch again. It's so much fine lines, isn't it? Like an extra inch there on the blue, and he's perfect. Brendan's got the
Beautiful
blue
pot.
straight in the middle of the pocket. Great shot. Coming back to this competition, Rodney, did Mark Allen play Davy in this about 20 years ago?
I was practicing with Davy Morris last Saturday morning up in my my table in my house, and he said he played Mark Allen 4 times one weekend, playing underage All-Irelands.
Yeah.
And the result was 2-all.
Yeah, 2 unbelievable amateurs.
Absolutely unbelievable. And
yeah.
to think that they came at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. 2004, am I right? Around that?
Yeah, definitely.
I know Mark Allen won Holland, didn't he?
Mark done the double in Austria and Holland,
Yeah.
winning European amateurs and world amateurs.
Yeah. And Davy Morris, I think he must be the youngest Irish champion we've had. Was he 15?
Yeah, he was 15.
15?
Yeah. 15 years of age.
Yeah. 2004, am I right?
Yeah.
Played you on the final, didn't he? Sorry to bring it up.
He played some bum from Wexford.
A4?
Beat him A4.
A4, yeah. Done 3 in a row, Davy, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got him to keep the original cup, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
In 2006.
Yeah.
And he turned pro. He turned pro because he finished number 1 at the time.
Right.
They gave the home nations pro ticket,
Right.
which was a big thing.
Yeah. But I think I remember Davy playing Mark in this tournament, alright. So Darren needs a snooker here. Can be very difficult with just the 2 balls left on the table, and with Brendan's experience, it's a tough task.
I think anyone that's won Irish, Northern Irish championships, they would love to play for this. And I think anyone that's into the history of the game, for me, Alex Higgins was a big name. So
Yeah.
and Higgins being on that trophy is a big thing.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely, yeah. And I suppose it's like us having Ken Doherty's name on there, Irish Championship, and the Republic one as well, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. And it's great to see it back. You know, it's it definitely needed to be played. You know, like the original thing was that last season when it was played originally, for that we had Robbie McGuigan 3 times Northern Ireland champion
shot from
in a
round
row,
now.
and Brendan O'Donoghue 3 times Republic of Ireland champion.
Yeah.
So for me, that really had to be played for.
I think the lads are having a chat here if they want to have a break or keep going. I think Brendan wants to keep going.
I'm sure. I'm just checking my mobile here now, folks. Just not to be.
All crack.
Welcome back, everyone. Fifth frame.
Fifth frame here, and a chance for Brendan already. Right into the middle. Oh. Looking for a spider, I think, here.
Gonna put you on the spot here, Philly.
Go on.
Who do you fancy for the team championships tomorrow in the A section?
Oh. Do you know what? I actually can't call it. And I was only saying, I was commentating on a game earlier on, and I was saying, it's only been a handful of times. I might have said it earlier here, actually. It's only a handful of times the favourites have won this tournament. It's very, very difficult to call a winner.
I tell you what, I would reminisce Saturday of Killarney for the folks that's never been down here with regards to amateur snooker. It's a little bit like a last day of a major in a golf tournament, isn't it?
Yeah. And one thing I will say from my own past experience is that you might sail through the group and all that, and you might win your last 16 quarterfinals, but it's a different ball game when you're in semis and final situation.
Oh, very much
It's
so.
It
becomes a different game.
Different pressure. It's a different pressure, and
Yeah, definitely.
I've been in numerous semi-finals down here. I've only ever been to one final, but one thing I can say from my own experience is that when you get to the latter stages, you know, it's either you depend on how you're playing yourself. You mightn't be playing well that weekend, but you might be flying. But it's sink or swim, you know that way.
Yeah,
So
very much so.
And it's I think the pressure playing for your teammates compared to a singles environment is a different animal altogether.
Definitely, that is the case. I think it's for the better players. I think it's you push, not that you push more for the shots, but you definitely push more for the wins.
Yeah.
If you get me.
Yeah.
And you're just wanting to win for so bad for them.
Yeah.
No, maybe not so bad. Maybe that's the wrong word. But you just want to do good by them.
Yeah.
That you over stretch, if you get me.
Yeah. Great shot there.
Philly, that was a beautiful first red. That's Darren. He's playing, obviously 4-0 down, playing for pride. He wants to add a frame here.
Yeah, I hope he gets one. I do hope he gets one. I think, honestly, the match is over, but it'd be great for him to get a frame on the board. There you go. Another instances where he's played a good positive strike and then the shot after he's quit on it a little bit.
Yeah. And it's definitely the difference between the Sublime to the Oblivion. There was especially in the last frame, there was definitely two beautiful shots he's played, and within a shot or two, it's kind of knocked him for 6 because he kind of quit on the shot, or decelled, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Regarding your question of who's going to win the team championship, it's very difficult to say. I'm thinking here. I'm trying to think. You'd have to say Nina probably. Would Nina be favourites, do you think, in your opinion?
I think Nina will be in the mix, definitely. You have to say horses for courses, and they've won it.
And Blackstaff winning it last year, have good momentum.
They'll fancy with the momentum that they have, the good vibes.
Yeah.
Kilkenny will fancy with good vibes, but I think
Roadstone,
Mick and Robbie is a big factor there. I have to be honest with you, Mick and Robbie. And I think another thing is as well, Philly, is having them type of lads on the team is just inspires the other lads.
Yeah. And the thing with that Roadstone team, I will say, it's a mixed bag. It's you have two veterans, Robbie and Mick, but then you have the experience of Steve Merrigan, Brendan Thomas, and then you have young Daniel Mick, there who's coming up.
I have to be honest, I've travelled a lot with Mick, probably last 6 or 7 years in regards over 40 snooker, but also travelled with him over the years for pro-ams and pro qualifiers and all. And Mick is a major factor, folks, in regards as a snooker player, but forget that, but as a person, because he brings such positive vibes. He's just a lovely person.
Yeah, it's not insulting any of the other teams or anything like that. It's such a hard tournament to call who's going to win it, but all the teams that are left are all very well capable of winning it.
Without a doubt. And the teams that's not there, they would love, like ourselves, Lee Mellows from Wexford, they would love to be there tomorrow, and we appreciate the teams that's left, because they've worked so hard to get there.
Chance for Brendan here.
Here's an opportunity to put this match to bed. One good shot on the yellow hair for the black, maybe the red on the black spot.
I think he might take the blue. No, he doesn't get the yellow now. Yeah, back to the yellow.
Amazing there we see Brendan getting up off the shot, like myself.
Off.
Very much on the line person, if you get me.
Yeah.
And for instance, we take for instance Mark McCrudden, so natural.
Just gets down,
gets
doesn't
down,
get on, just gets
on with it.
Yeah.
Everyone is different.
Yeah. Yeah. Good shot there from Brendan. Needs a little bounce.
But that line, going back to that line, Philly, so important.
Absolutely.
Alignment is everything, isn't it?
Seems to be such a big thing these days now with sight right and Lee Walker doing his thing and all. And Mark Williams, I was actually watching a bit of the last tour. When Mark Williams played Aaron Hill, I was watching him and watching some of the shots he was playing. He was more interested, I thought, about his technique and his line than the actual shot itself.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. And he's gone down that route since 2017-18 season.
Yeah.
And when he had that lovely season when he won the Northern Ireland and the German Masters and the Worlds, obviously, who could forget his Worlds in 2018.
But I've never noticed him do it before. It's a nice shot there from Brendan. That's what they're lovely from.
Shot.
But I noticed in the match against Aaron that you could kind of see by one or two shots where you could see that he was thinking more about his technique than the actual playing shot itself. It's amazing the way, yourself, where you can get caught up in that side of things.
Yeah, and there you have it, like such a natural player as Williams is, and even back in Dave's always a natural player. No real pause, maybe a good front pause, but a just natural potter and all, and go down that route. But he probably needed to go down that route because obviously as you get older your eyes change.
Yeah.
So what you see is from 20 years ago is not necessarily what you see
Tell
now.
me about it. Ran a bit straight on this red. Is he going for this pink? Big shot this. He's hit it well.
That's a beautiful shot.
There you go.
And there was lonely. It's interesting there as well, Philly, if you put a shot clock on him.
Yeah.
Not even a shot clock, but even like there was very little hesitation there.
No, he backs himself, doesn't he?
He backs himself.
Very similar to that high black he was on earlier on we were talking about, where he just he didn't need to double check it. He just played it like it was a standard shot.
Yeah, and let me tell you, that was no standard shot. That was a,
Yeah, great opportunity here now just to finish off the match for Brendan. Reds are nice and open here. Seem to be tracking the pink into the middle here, little soft stun shot. Yeah.
Beautiful shot. And purposely played on the right hand side as you look at it, on the knuckle side.
Yeah.
The hole for the pink.
Yeah. Playing a little stun shot here for the red into the corner. Shot again. Great shot.
And kept his white.
Yeah.
I think
Darren might have played his last shot, Rodney.
Yeah, I certainly do agree with you there.
I suppose. Go on, sorry.
Do you think? Sorry, Phil, for cutting in. Right. Do you think Darren brings this in tomorrow with him?
I hope not.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not that he just dresses himself down.
Yeah.
And go again tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think he's a good lad, and I wish
lovely
him well,
lad,
and
lovely
I wish
lad.
the Drummond
Yeah.
List lads well.
yeah, absolutely. Now I hope he doesn't bring it into tomorrow. Absolutely not. I mean, he's in a position playing a match that you know, a lot of players will never get to play in. So, you know, he
Most
should
definitely.
be he should be
definitely.
proud of himself.
Like I give you an instance. There's a one stage, folks, that this match wasn't played for, and I won the Irish Amateur Championships in 2000, and I never got the opportunity. And actually, Patrick Wallace won the Northern Ireland Championships in 2000,
Right.
but it was never discussed that it was getting played for that year.
Whoa.
Brendan will be a bit disappointed there,
He's
but
alright.
still he'll get the cannon out with the pink after potting the pink with the red hair.
Excellent player with the rest as well.
Yeah.
I'd take me preferably. I'm not great with the rest. I'd be taking the blue hair to be me.
Yeah. Brendan really backs himself with the rest.
Yeah.
Really proper player.
Oh, what a shot that is. Is he on it?
Lovely,
yeah, I think so.
Beautiful cannon there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Never really in doubt.
Oh.
Let me ask you this question, Phil, as we're ending this. Do you think Brendan has improved as a snooker player? Do you think he's improved? Maybe not as a snooker player, but definitely as a match player, I do think.
Yeah, he's changed his game, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's definitely gone way more percentage, but
Yeah.
just the experience he has.
Yeah.
Just the experience. The experience is such a big thing.
Yeah. Let make no mistake, folks. He was gunning for this title this evening after lose. I say,
just the black hair Rodney game over.
Yeah.
Just the black required.
Last year would have hurt him, but then obviously his bigger fish to fry with the team championships.
Well done, Brandon.
But it still hurts him, you know. He still goes on the practice table and he'd be telling me I'm practicing and trying to this and I'm trying that. Yeah. And he's just an example to us all, really, as a competitor and as a sportsman.
Yeah. It'd be nice here if he finished over a century, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Do you think that this should keep going as a Killarney?
Yeah,
venue?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? I
Yeah.
mean, this is the tournament where we get the most players in, the big crowds here as well watching.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure, look at the atmosphere, Rodney. You can see here looking around the
Friday
arena.
night.
The place is full.
Yeah,
and you know it's gone midnight. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Brendan break is 71 here, Rodney.
And this is Philly. This is only the appetizer. The main course is tomorrow.
Yeah. And there's some really interesting matches, and I wouldn't like to be calling them now because, do you know what? There's always shocks down here, always, every year. That's the beauty of it. There's always shocks down here. Oh,
well done, Brendan.
Well, congratulations, Brendan.
Congratulations, 2025 All-Ireland champion.
Congratulations, Brendan. Rodney, thanks very much for doing this. Really enjoyed it. Thanks very much to everyone listening.
Philly, thanks very much for getting asked. Thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.